So we're here today with Dale from Vital Fitness, and we're going to interview him about his gym, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his facility and what's going on. So, hey, Dale, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing good.
Or ladies.
Ladies, I guess. Yeah, I know, exactly. And this is Jennifer. Jennifer actually works out here at Vital.
Yes.
Yep. So tell us, Jennifer was telling me that you have a pretty interesting fitness journey. So tell us about your fitness journey.
Interesting? I guess you could say that. Goes way back, I guess, a little bit. So for me, fast story, right?
Okay.
Sports my whole life, played everything under the sun for the most part. And then I was active always. And then, but just as life went on, I just, things got away, got a little heavier, started gaining weight after getting married, after having a kid, first one and stuff like that. Still active.
Aren't women supposed to do that? I think they are. I think it's the women that are supposed to gain the weight.
It was really just a lack of awareness is what it really was more than anything. I got pretty heavy at one point and was standing in the mirror. And I'm sure Jennifer's seen the picture of me with my toothbrush. It's kind of a famous picture in our group. But I had like this epiphany moment where I was just like, man, Dale, you've got to make some life changes. And that was about 11 or so years ago. And I just made a decision from that day on that I was going to start making better choices when it came to food and exercising, stuff like that. And it just really one thing at a time, really was what it was. I just made a decision to do one thing, and then once I felt like I mastered that one thing, I was going to try to add something else, and then I stacked it, and I stacked it, and I stacked it, and here we are today, more or less.
I like that because you said, sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good.
I like that because you said you didn't try to change everything at one time.
Yeah, definitely didn't. It was definitely not, and that's the downfall with most people whenever they make life decisions is they're like, all right, we're going for it, and then it falls apart very quickly because they can't handle it all. And I don't know really where I got that from at the time, but now I understand it's literally called habit stacking. It's like it's scientific, right? Your brain is wired away. Some people can dive headfirst into things, but most people are geared to a way that if you just work on changing one thing in your life, it's so much easier. And I didn't even realize that I was doing it at the time, but that's how it started for me. Literally the first thing I did was I stopped drinking sweet tea. And I lost
the 1 cup of sugar.
Literally,
that's the way your mom made it.
1 cup. Oh,
Yeah.
girl, you ain't from South Texas. Come on now.
My mother made tea with 1 cup of sugar per 2 gallons. I quit that years ago.
No. It was more like 2 cups per gallon. Yeah. That was real sweet tea.
Where the spoon stands up.
Yeah, that's right.
It
Yeah.
doesn't move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped that years ago when I noticed one day, I thought, I've got to quit doing that. That's just one of the habits I had to break, for sure.
So sweet tea was the first thing, though. Yeah, it was number one. I cut that, and once I felt like I had a grasp on that, it was just boom, on to the next thing. That's whenever I started working out. It was right after that. It was kind of weird. Started with sweet tea, and then I led to working out, like just lifting a little bit of weights, yeah.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask you. What kind of workout did you start with?
I started off actually going just to the Lake Jackson Rec Center, and going in there knowing absolutely nothing and just lifting some weights, using the machines. It was kind of funny because I always thought I was like a fairly strong person, because I was a bigger guy, not extremely large or anything but I always thought I'm kind of a strong guy. And I actually started lifting weights as an adult. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm incredibly weak. But that's where it started. I went to the rec center and I spent almost a year lifting weights at the rec center. Just lifting weights, and I made a few friends there. I started working out with a buddy of mine. He would show up, and he invited me to start lifting weights over at Powerhouse. When it was Powerhouse, now it's Evolution Fitness. And I spent 2 years over there with my uncle, my cousin, and my buddy Josh. And that was kind of he 100% tricked me into doing CrossFit and to lead into this journey. So we were lifting weights, and one day he just tells me, he's like, hey man, our memberships are like within a month of each other, both going up. He's like, the money we would spend on renewing our memberships, let's just buy some equipment and work out in your garage. And I was like, heck no, that is the dumbest thing ever. You've got all this equipment here. Why would we go and spend all that money to buy a rack, a barbell, and a few plates? I was like, I thought it was crazy. And it was crazy, honestly. But he 100% spent the next 2 months until our membership was up, just like continuously kind of like digging at me. Let's do it. And I finally was like, all right, fine. I didn't even know what I was getting into. 100% clueless.
So did you go somewhere to do CrossFit? Did y'all use a program?
No. Yeah,
you just
we were
used a program. Y'all were clueless.
We were clueless when
Yeah.
we first started.
Yeah, I was clueless too.
Yeah. So
I still am clueless.
yeah, and so we were 100% clueless when we started, but we would started going to CrossFit.com.
Okay.
And we would watch YouTube videos, and we would do our best, the best we could at first. Yeah.
I think I would have quit if I'd watched CrossFit videos. I think I would have just said, I'm not ever there. So you opened a gym. How long have you been open?
We're coming up on 6 years here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, or not here, but yes, 6 years.
Now, are you an official CrossFit gym? Do you do
Yeah.
CrossFit style workouts?
Yep. So we are functional fitness by terminology, or
Okay.
technically. So we train in the CrossFit methodology. We are not affiliated with CrossFit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you say that that's kind of the programming that you offer, but you use a certain
Yes.
type of programming, don't you?
Yeah, we follow CrossFit Mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
They program for us, one of the largest affiliate programs out there that you can tie into, if you will. So we've been with them for almost 3 years now doing their programming. Love it. It gives us lots of options, lots of scalable options that's accessible to every person, which that's on the coach too, to know your members. But it's fantastic. Yeah, we love it. We've been with CrossFit Man for a while.
So that's what I was going to ask you, because most people look at a CrossFit gym or think of a CrossFit workout and it terrifies them because
For
they think,
sure.
oh, I can't do that. I'm too old. I'm too hurt. My knees hurt. My elbows hurt. Let me go down my pain. My neck hurts.
CrossFit in general, just hearing the word CrossFit is intimidating.
It is intimidating.
And a lot of people,
For a lot of
as soon as they hear CrossFit, they're
Check
done.
out.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
So what kind of options do you have for people that maybe are not what we
Older.
think of as CrossFit? I'm older than
Stop
her. Don't
it.
even go there.
Stop it.
This girl can rap. I mean, she can walk circles around me. I don't even want to talk about it. But, what kind of scalable options do you
Yeah.
have for people that...
You name it. So,
have
for
issues.
example, we have a squat day, right? You may have somebody that has 315 pounds on the bar. We may have somebody who's holding a post, using the post to help them balance because they haven't developed the leg strength yet, right? So, I mean, it goes all the way, doesn't matter, from the top end, the highest level of athletes, to someone who's never done it in their life, being able to, hey, I can do something, right? Yeah, 100%.
Well, and that's what I like. I'm looking around your gym, and that's what I like about it. It seems like it's got lots of room. First, you've got
does,
your it's a very nice facility.
Thank you.
And so, being able to have those scalable options for those people that have those issues.
Yeah.
Well, he has a nickname for me, so.
And what is your nickname?
I don't,
Remember my nickname?
I don't remember it. Oh my goodness, what is your nickname?
Footloose.
Oh! Okay, so Jen has tight ankles and tight calves, so I told her that she has to start stretching every single day. Have you been doing that, Jen?
Are you? Yeah, sure you are. I can probably say no, but sounds good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Footloose, I
I figure
forgot.
if I did that kind of thing, that's what makes your job boring.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
coach-
Exactly,
my
make him
coach
really
at
coach.
6 in the morning is Rich, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I have to absolutely be a challenge for him. Otherwise, it's just
Yeah, he would have nothing to do,
Yeah, he would
right?
have absolutely
bored.
Bored to death,
Definitely. You would be
absolutely.
bored. So that kind of brings up the classes. So what kind of classes do you have?
Yeah,
at
class times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we start at 4:30 a.m. We have a second class at 6 a.m. and then we have what we call the mom class at 8:30 a.m.
That deal works.
That I work out in. Me and the moms. Maybe there's usually a few other guys who work shift work.
You're not a
there, too.
morning person?
I
no,
coach
you coach.
4:30 a.m.
Oh, you coach
so yeah,
4:30.
I
All
coach.
right,
I'm
all right.
definitely
Well,
a
we'll
morning
let you
person.
slide then.
Yeah, definitely.
I
a
can't
morning
even
person.
get her up to go. I tried to talk her into going to spin with me on Thursdays.
I did it for years. I'm just.
Yeah,
I'm
she
over
wrote.
it.
Yeah,
6
she
a.m. is
said
good.
5 a.m.'s too early.
Yeah. So 4:30, 6, 8:30, and then the afternoons we offer 4:30, 5:30, and 6:30, all 1 hour long classes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all do warm up. How are they structured? How are the
Yep.
classes structured?
So we do like a general warm up that just gets the body kind of the juices flowing, get a little sweat going on. Ride the bike for a minute. It might be a little stretch it a little bit in there. Just a generalized warm up. From there we'll go into more specific warm up, so it'll be associated directly with what we're doing that day. So for example, if we're going to be doing squats, it'll incorporate some specific squat warm ups, hip halo type stuff, or something to warm up your hips and glutes and stuff like that. And then we'll get into squatting for the day, that kind of stuff, right?
Tell us about your coaches.
Oh, yeah, great coaches. So we have myself. I coach 4:30, a.m. and p.m. and then 5:30. Then we have Coach Rich, who's also full-time here. He coaches 6 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. He handles almost all of our personal training and one-on-one sessions. So he teaches we call it foundations, like our onboarding classes, and all of our one-on-ones. He's a fantastic coach. He does really well with that. And then we have Coach Caroline, who coaches our mom's class. She does great with the ladies. They love her. They would not come probably to my classes because we're just different style of coaches, right? And then we have Amber Correlia, who also comes in. She fills in all the extra spots whenever somebody's out or whatever like that. But those are our coaches, yeah. But totally, we're all different. And that's what makes people show up too. Like, don't get me wrong, the programming's great. The people here are great, but people show up because they like a coach too for that specific class. People that love Rich don't tend to like me. I'm a little more direct and in your face. Rich is a little nicer than I am, right? Caroline connects. It depends, right?
Jennifer's not making any comment on that one.
So yeah, it's funny because it's really, really. I say that he's really nice, but Rich is like direct and sarcastic about things. But I guess I'm a little more rambunctious in class. I guess is what like I'm like always yelling and a little crazy.
Rich is very, very calm.
He's very calm.
Kind of a soft-spoken kind of person, if you will.
Yes.
Dale is not.
Dale is not.
Got it.
But people enjoy those. There's people who will come to 6 a.m. or 6:30 p.m. and if they see that we've swapped classes, they're like, oh no, right? Because they love the style of coaching that they get from Rich. And then my guys love the type of coaching they get from me. They may like the loud, rowdy, crazy.
It's kind of like if they walk in and then they go, and they walk back out. That's when you got issues.
So my rule of thumb is if I don't make eye contact, I'm allowed to leave. Because they haven't seen me.
Yeah.
I've never done that yet, but I'm
You haven't done that part?
Right.
Yeah.
There's days
like
I've
you walk
questioned
in and go, I don't like that workout.
There's days I've questioned life.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of life questions in this gym.
Yeah, I can see that.
For sure.
I think we all have life questions when we work out. It's like, why am I doing this? I'm not really sure.
And that is
because when we look in the mirror, I think that's what it all comes back down to.
Yeah.
I find that a lot of people, that's their life change is when they see each other, something in a photo or when they look in the mirror and they don't like something.
For sure. Like that's what it was for me. It was like we were getting ready to have our second daughter. And that's what it was for me. I was standing in the mirror and I was looking at myself and I'm like, dude, you are about as slob as it can get right now. And you have a family to take care of. And it's not that I didn't care before with my oldest, at the time, but it just like a light bulb went off and I was like, man, you've got to make some life changes because people depend on you. And it was, don't get me wrong, it is definitely, I enjoy fitness for myself, even more now, right? But it first definitely started off because I knew I had to make changes because people depended on me, literally. And I was like, I want to be here for a long time and be able to take care of my family. So that's how, really at the end of the day, that's how it really comes down to it.
Yeah. It's funny, my journey was similar as far as mine was. I went through a divorce. And I was standing in the mirror and I thought, I have to be responsible for these 2 babies.
Yeah.
And I was 100 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, that was it. And I lost 100 pounds on my own. I joined CrossFit.
That's awesome.
This was when I was, much younger. I joined CrossFit, but I couldn't afford it. At that time, I just couldn't afford it. I had to cut it. So I did CrossFit for about a month, maybe 6 weeks. And then I just took everything I learned in those short weeks and I tried to just do them at home. So I had milk jugs filled with water and anything I could to create weights. And I was running and so then I had the kids with me to do all that stuff. But I lost 100 pounds on my own.
Dude, that is awesome.
Just because the same thing. It's like I have these 2 babies that rely on me. And what kind of role model am I if I'm showing them these unhealthy habits?
Yeah.
And so I really was trying so hard to put in place the healthy habits. And, they don't remember me being fat. I still wake up and I'll like that feeling of, oh my gosh, have I gained weight? So like if I gain 5 pounds, it is hard because I think to myself, oh my gosh, I just gained 5 pounds, which is ridiculous. But that's how my brain is now wired. So
Jen, we got to work on that.
You think you need to work on her brain?
One of the things that I love about Vital, and there are so many things, but one of the things I truly love is every day after every class, they do a thought of the day.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just, some days I don't hear it because I'm so busy trying to just breathe, but I hear it. Mm-hmm. And I think that just goes to show how the coaches are so engaged with all of the members. and we're not just a member at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a very big focus for us. We don't, I don't believe that training is physical. It is, don't get me wrong, but the first thing that adapts is a person's mind, right? Because you realize I can do something hard. And that development just starts taking over in the mind of like, I can accomplish harder things than I ever thought I could. So that's kind of the first mind shift. So why do we stop at one point developing our minds? So every single day we're challenging the mind as well. I mean, some days it's more of an encouraging thing, but some days it's like about nutrition. It might be about, hey, we need to be better people. But thought for the days are important, I believe, because yes, we're training the body, but you are absolutely training the mind, and you're training who that person is at the exact same time.
I like that, almost like affirmations, saying your affirmations when you wake up in the morning, those sorts of things.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not very good at that either, but, I try. It's a good thought.
It's a good reminder, though. And it really is, because it's just not about, oh, class is over, everybody gets up and just leaves. No, class is over, we all kind of gather. It's kind of like that final prayer moment,
for
if you
sure.
will. And it's like we're so grateful for the fact that we just survived. We just survived.
Yeah.
Or if I think to myself, oh my God, my body just did that at 51 years old. I just finished that workout, right? So I think that there's always those moments too where it's like, and we're together and we go over the thought, and Rich, of course, is usually he's who's telling us the thought, and he's so soft spoken. And then of course there's me in the background. I'll usually have my little passive aggressive comments. But it is absolutely that moment of just clarity, if you will.
Yeah, for sure. We
We
love wrapping up the day that way. It brings closure to class for sure. Like, hey, this is it, guys, we're done, like officially. But yeah, love challenge.
The thought in their brain is like, oh my gosh, there's the thought of the day. I can go home now.
Yeah.
It's over.
And some days I know for a fact that because we work so hard during while we're working out, that I know for a fact it's just like the brain doesn't take it in. But it's no different than planting a little seed. Yeah, you don't see any growth from that right away, but we want to plant that seed of like, hey, we're trying to be better people. We're trying to grow our physical bodies. We're trying to grow our mental bodies like constantly, and we're just trying to plant a seed. That's all we're trying to do, right? Build better habits, take in better nutrition, do these things, be the better person, right? Go the extra mile, and that's all we're just trying to constantly like plant those seeds in people's minds, and you don't see it right away, but I've had plenty of people come back to me like, Dale, you had a thought for the day last week. I want you to send that to me because, man, I had a situation and I recalled it and I really, really wanted to like kind of dive into it. I'm like, so it does. I know it does work.
So do you have people in your gym that have like testimonials that things have changed in their life over the time they've been coming?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to use names. But you could take oh my goodness, dozens of people who will sit down and say, my life is not just transformed physically, but like their entire way they live life has changed, right? Their mentality about how they view having hard conversations with their spouse or kids, about being able to go to a workplace that they don't necessarily enjoy and then turn it into a place that like, hey, I can do this, I can enjoy this place. It's been my mindset that's been wrong. It wasn't the workplace at all. It's the way I viewed what I had to do, right? Those types of things. Like plenty of people come back and like, man, my life has 100% changed. Yeah. I definitely see in a workout environment like this, because I do similar workouts, is that it's one of those things that you do take with you past the time in the gym.
For sure.
Because you can get through it, even though sometimes you don't think you can get through it.
100%.
Yeah.
One of the things I think is great that Vital does as well, and I would love for you to dive into, is the ambassadors.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, so we every year we take 4 people in the gym, and we just really, it is a way for us to highlight and honor them for being awesome people, right? It's a way for us to say, hey.
I'm not getting that award.
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I did
Just
not.
checking.
But I have not been here even. We just
talked about it. Yeah.
Just under a year.
Yeah, just
maybe
under
at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I gotta earn it.
You got to be a minimum. You have to be here a year, right?
Okay. All right.
But it's what we do is we just honor those people, and like we just highlight them and say, hey, these people are a great representation of who we are as Vital, right? You may look at them and like some of them are just like very ordinary people. I mean, that's how I view myself, very ordinary person. And you're like, but if you would have saw their life before the day they started to who they are physically and who they are as a person, you're like, man, that person has changed a lot. It's just a way to highlight and show like, hey,
And they show up
like
every
that.
day.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
good
I like that.
attitude. I mean, they're just, they're actually, I know two of them personally pretty well.
Yeah.
But they're just great people, which I think is
For sure. I mean, that's part of it too, right?
Yeah.
We select ambassadors based on, we feel like these people have taken their lives, they begin to transform them and mold them into the person they want to be, and then they're sharing that with the people around them, right? Yeah.
Well, I like that because everybody likes a reward system too.
For sure.
You know, that's what I just did in my management class. It was all about rewards and, how are you rewarding people and with the job that they're doing.
For sure.
So one of the things that you and I kind of were talking about just alone, we're just sitting here chitty-chatting waiting on you.
I know.
Is okay, so obviously you're big within the community as a person. Is Vital within the community? What are you doing as far as in the community?
Yeah, so there are events that come up, like we like to sponsor, like we just had TW like do the Shamrock Shuffle, right? And they were like, hey Dale, I'm all for keeping people moving, right? So we sponsored a few kids for that. Like if there's an opportunity for us to be able to help people move in any type of way and better their health, I'm all on board.
Yeah,
Sign
I
me
like
up,
that too.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and especially at that age because they have to learn as kids to do those things and get active.
Yeah.
Because with their tablets and stuff like that, they're not as active as they
100%,
used to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about earlier because he makes his little one have it on the TV.
Oh.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
we want to be able to see what he's watching, like on YouTube, if he's trying to get on YouTube.
Oh, that's not a bad idea though, actually.
Because the tablets are so easy for them to like disappear.
Yes. Well, and they just can scroll and keep
for
moving
sure.
into things that are a little crazy.
And then one of the things also that I would love to point out, just like other CrossFit gyms, if you will, but Vital is so good about when we have our Memorial Day workout, which is coming up around the corner, like Murph and stuff.
Darn, I'm hurting. I can't do that one.
You will do it. Anyway,
You'll do
those
it.
things. Dale's real good about also doing like a breakfast, and it's just it's when you see everybody become a community.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
it's nice.
I mean, it really is. That's what it ties into, right? Vital is very much its own animal at this point. I feel like I'm just like trying to point it the right direction. But those types of things bring the communities tight together, right? Shared suffering with a large group of people is very powerful.
Yes.
I mean, you both know that. You get together in a group of people and you try to accomplish any type of goal, it brings unity. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be going out and digging a ditch. It could be doing a hard workout. It could be playing softball. It doesn't matter. If you have a shared goal, shared idea, pickleball, right? Yeah, whatever it may be, you can get people, they will grow closer together. If you just get them together, point them in the right direction, and they all have the same goal, you can create unity in a lot of people.
And so when is this community workout that
May
you're talking
27th
about?
is Memorial Day. We will be doing Murph. It is
on Memorial Day.
That's right. So, I mean, at this point, Murph may be the most famous workout at any gym ever at this point, whether it's CrossFit or not. Even people that do regular fitness at Globo gyms are doing Murph work.
Yeah. Years ago, I think I was warped. I actually did it at Evolution Fitness, and at that time it was Powerhouse, and I don't know why I did it, but I did, and that was years ago.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, it has been going on for a long time.
That's good.
Awesome workout. Awesome reason why we do it, for sure. Yeah.
So what else do you have to share maybe that you can tell us about your gym? Maybe we haven't asked.
I don't know, man.
Anything great?
Any big things coming
Oh,
up?
man. Here's the problem is I have so many ideas. It's, one, affording them. The ideas are flowing. The manpower to do them.
Yeah. I have lots of ideas too, but money, manpower, there's usually time.
That's my problem is like I have big dreams, big visions, and they take time, they take money, they take manpower to do them. Vision. I would love to see this place. I love this location. Don't get me wrong. I don't think we'll be here forever as much as I love this place. The reason why is I believe Vital will grow to a point where we will not fit.
You won't fit. That's
I won't
good.
fit, you know?
No, that's not a problem.
It's not a problem. But at the same time, I'm like, dang it, more money.
Exactly. Because gym equipment and
building a new facility
and all of that, it's not cheap.
Yeah,
it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Now you've got a lot of rogue equipment. You've got, I won't say anything about those bikes because I hate those things.
Yeah.
Those assault things. And but you have mainly rogue equipment, Concept 2s,
Yeah,
rowers.
and really that comes down for me is I like the uniformed look. And it's just a personal thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having mixed and matched equipment. It's nothing wrong with that. I like to have everything to be the same. Whenever you look around, it is rogue across the board. It brings a sense of like, okay, that's pretty cool, right? Or, I don't know, maybe more of a professional feel to it for me. That's kind of what it is. I try to, as no better way to put it is I want Vital to be a professional operation, right? And the only way to do that, I believe, is to push every aspect, whether that's how we're coaching a class, the way the equipment looks, the way the building facilities are cleaned, whatever it is, the goal is to be professional, right? And we're ever working to be better at that, so yeah.
Good, all right.
Yeah,
if people wanted to join, what do they need to do?
Yeah, simply show up. That's the first thing. Number one, come in, we'll greet you at the door, we'll sign you up, get your information, and we'll let you try a free class. We want everybody to experience what we do first, because it's not for everybody. It's only for the willing, right? And we understand that not everybody, that in their mind, they may be willing.
Right. But then after they get into it, they may not be as
So we don't
willing.
make anybody commit to anything right away. We want you to see what we do, see if you enjoy the atmosphere, the coach you're working with, see if you enjoy those things, see if it's going to work out for you.
So your foundation class,
Yes.
what do you do in your foundation class?
We run through 3 one-on-one sessions. They're hour-long apiece. Obviously, you can't learn everything there is to know about functional patterns in CrossFit, right?
Power clean. Right.
But the goal is to set you up with a good foundation. We want to help you get your base mechanics moving in the right direction. We want to teach you about the methodology. We want to talk about nutrition. We want to talk about sleep. We want to talk about water intake. We want to talk about the foundations and the bases of everything that we do and why we do it, right?
I like it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to add one of our members who is really, really good. Is his mother.
My mom is awesome.
There you go.
His mother is absolutely, she comes in here and gives 1,000%.
People are amazed with my mom. She is, let's not say ages.
Don't say
You say her age, she might come after you.
She wouldn't, but because she's been doing this for 6 years now, she started right before I opened the gym, actually. So she hopped in, was like, okay, you're going to open a gym. I'm willing to let you try to torture me. And
that's a mom for you.
For sure.
Honestly, yeah.
Make me cry.
That means she really loves you.
She believes in her kids for sure. She believes in me for sure. But people are amazed with how well my mom performs in the gym. Blown away, right? And it's because I'm like, guys, she started 6 years ago. You've started 2 weeks ago, and she's running circles around these new people, and they're like, they don't get it. She's supposed to be old. She's supposed to be decrepit at this point or something. I'm like, no, it's because she's
doing this.
She's doing this, and she's been doing it for 6 years, and her body has built up to a point where she is active every single day.
Yeah.
And so she has the capacity. She has the willpower, the mental capacity to push through hard things now, like she didn't before, for sure.
So I've only been able to work out with her a couple of times, and I don't know, it's been, I would come to just different classes. Because honestly, I think that's the way you meet people, is just by coming to different classes.
Sure.
We get kind of stuck in that habit where I come at 6
habit.
a.m. and I only know the 6 a.m.ers.
Right.
And the 4:30 a.m.ers who hang out for a while.
Well after the 6 a.m. classes started.
I think she should start trying for those.
You think that's what it is?
I did come to a 4:30 a.m. class.
4:30 a.m. class.
And I've been to a 4:30 p.m. So I've tried to go. But anyway, I've only had the pleasure of working out with your mom a couple of times. And I mean, she doesn't complain. She's in there. She's working hard.
Yeah,
and just,
she's awesome.
She is absolutely the picture of anybody who thinks that they could not do it. You see you see your mother, and it's like, okay.
We call her Granny Fit.
She is killing it.
And so what time does she normally work out?
8:30 a.m.
8:30.
Yeah. She's here at the mom class.
Hey, that's because she's your mom. Well, thank you very
Yes.
much for joining us today.
Awesome. Yeah, it was a good time.
If you want to come to Vital, then give Dell a call. Tell us your phone number.
979-665-1149.
And where are you located?
811 South Brook Street, Brazoria, Texas.
Well, we
Far
appreciate
side of
it today.
Angleton. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
All
you.
right, thank
Yeah.
you.